Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargame Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the Monday painting video. For all my regulars here, guys, for love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a second. Right, for everyone that's new, what's this Monday painting video about? And how do I devise what model I'm painting? Every weekly Wednesday, which is the weekly Wednesday Q&A, you guys get to vote on models. There's a heap of models, and you get to vote on what's going to get painted in the following Monday. Now, sometimes I do sneaky painting videos here and there. I haven't done for a while because my schedule, behind the camera is all over the place. But I try to be consistent with the weekly Wednesday and Monday painting video. But this week there was Seekers, what we voted on, Fire Dragons, Mr. Ra, and the Chaos Lord. I think actually one person voted on all three of these. So I've just chucked them up here and just do a decent. I think it was this Chaos Lord and the Seekers that I voted on first of all. I think that's what it was. But anyway, I'm going to do a D6 roll off. We're going to do it 1, 2, 3, 4. Any roll of 5 or 6 will just be re-rolled. And that's the model that I get painted. But with that said, I might do a sneaky painting video depending on how my schedule is. But anyway, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seekers. Now, I've got this guy done. So I'll probably prime him up ready. And give him a good once over. I'll check the others because I was having problems putting these in the first lot. I've got a second lot primed ready to go, but I ideally want to get them all painted at the same time. So when I contrast paint one and start using the next colour onto the next model, I can then go back and do it. But anyway, so let's get these primed up and ready to go, and then I'll come back to you when they're all here ready to start working on. See you in a minute, guys. Right, so here we are. I have 10 Seekers here. 4 at the back here. Haven't had their bases done because I didn't have time to put the Astro Granite technical paint on them. So all the Demonettes have had, or Seekers, sorry, had Astro Granite technical paint put on their base. When that's dried, I went for Baneblade Brown, but for some bizarre reason, I can only find one part. No, I had 2 parts. The second part had the blue circle, the blue square around the sea on sit down. But this one, it's just nothing in it. It's just, you get the inside of that or not? Can I get the inside of that on camera? So that's just gunk and sludge in there. I tried mixing a bit of water with it, just no joy. There should be another pot somewhere, but I cannot find it for the life of me. So I went with Steel Legion Drab, okay, dry brush across the Astro Granite base. Then I went with some Troll Stout Orange. Yeah, again, a little dry brush across the base, just here and there. Same as with my other demon models, just to make it pop out. Now at the moment it's not popping, only because of the base trim. Once I paint that black, they will pop off. Now, what I'm going to do first of all, I decided, or I was asked. Well, no, I decided, someone did mention to me, and I've decided myself to only try and use paints that you guys can get your hands on. Okay, now I do have Warlock Purple here, only because I love this purple. So I'm thinking about just for on the Seeker's tongues. Okay, but for the rest of the models, I'm going to try and use all Citadel paints that you guys can still get your hands on. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to start with some Guilliman Flesh. I do have a wet palette sitting there, but I have nothing on it at the moment. Let's get this. Right, having an accident with the Guilliman Flesh. The first thing I do, take some Guilliman Flesh. I'm going to paint all the Demonette skin. And I'm going to try and... Sorry, these guys have had a black undercoat with their Citadel Black spray, and then they've had a Gracia Prime. Get in with a contrast paint across all of the skin on the demonette. Some people ask me, why Guilliman flesh? I love the way it goes on. I love the way it looks. Do this one, and then I'm going to go off camera and do the rest. You get her face as well. Face, mouth, eyes, the whole works. Because the eyes on this doll lady are only yay big, so it's not a big. You really got to panic too much about trying to get detail on them. Underneath her feet as well. Back of her legs. Now I'm going to come back and pull some away from other areas of her face and stuff and just try and get around the little backside. There she is. Now I'm going to do the rest of them off camera. You don't need to see me do every single one. Right, so after that stage, here's where we're at. Now I'm going to go with this colour, which is Dreadful Visage. Okay, I used this on. What did I use this on? Was it Bloodthirster model? I think it was, and I wasn't too pleased with it. I didn't like the way it came out, so I'm going to give it a second attempt, and I'm going to go for claws and hair on the demonettes. And wasn't too sold on it the first time round, but we're going to give it a second go. I think that's how it comes out. It's not the best of colours. Maybe, so I'm doing it off camera, maybe if I give it a bit thicker, and just, especially on the hair, give it a bit thicker anyway. So I'm going to crack on with the rest of them. So the one closest to the camera is done, shiny. The other one isn't. So you can see the difference in the two. There's a bit of a difference, but I wasn't too sold at the first time I used it. Not sure about the hair either. But anyway, look at. I'm just going to crack on to the rest. Right, before I move to the next colour, I just want to show you. Look at the skin on this lady. Absolutely fantastic. The hair, even though it's still wet, still looks absolutely. It looks like it's the best one so far out of all of them. Hair's still wet on all of them. I've still not I'm still not 100% on this colour. Maybe it's one of those purples, one of those colours that need, it's a purple colour, but maybe it's one of those colours that needs to go over a pure white base. You know, I don't know. But I'm still not sold on it. Now, it could be once it's dry and I give them a hair of dry brush or a claws of dry brush, it might actually look okay and look, you know, really come out really nice. But I don't know. But the next colour I'm going to go for is Talazar Blue. Some of you are going to say, what the hell? It's totally confusing you and baffling you what way I'm going. But I'm going to get some Talazar Blue on there. Now I'm going on the steed, but I'm painting all the legs and the legs on him. Okay, with this Talazar Blue. He has little bits here that I'm going to try and cut into. And you look at that leg muscle straight away. That's really. I think I actually put a bit too much contrast paint on the brush, but I want to get his horns. I just want to get his legs and his feet. Now with this bit on his neck, even if I catch little bits coming down, it's not going to matter, because I can dry brush them afterwards. The extra paint I put too much on. So I'm going to carry on with him. Right, so I've got 10 Seekers here. I've decided only to paint 5 on camera, only because 4 of them don't have the Astro Granite on their base. For me to put it on, wait to dry, and then dry brush it and all that for pretty pictures at the end. Just decided just to stick with the 5, and I'm pressed for time again. But here is the blue. I don't know if this light's doing any justice, but let's see, the hair is still shiny in the middle. It's still wet, whereas the blue's dry. The good of my flesh is dry. I just don't know about that. But with that said, the colours look amazing, especially with a nice little dry brush. It's going to really pop up really well. Now I'm going to do the top of, because all these Seekers are different. They have different bits on top. Some of them have got scales, some have feathers. They all take different bits I actually love. Now I'm going to go with Eldari Emerald. I love this contrast green. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to do the top half. I love this green. I think it's absolutely fantastic. There is one thing on this model that I've messed up on already. See the foot? There's a bit of gold bracelet or something on there. I started contrast painting it. I've done it on 3 of them. It's not the end of the world, but it's not, you know, this needs to be tidied up afterwards. There's how that looks already. That's without a dry brush or anything. It looks absolutely fantastic. Okay, I'm just going to do one on camera and then go off camera and just some of you noticed the head. I did all the way up to the top and brought it down diagonal with the eye. That's what that white dot is. So I'm just making sure that I get all the way around the horns, just to make it look like it. Oh, look like it blends seamlessly. So they're all different. This one has sort of like hair coming off the top of him, with scales at the front, or scales at the, underneath the hair. So another one that just looks like it's proper scales. Another one that has something different. So hopefully, you have to be careful with the claw. I don't want to knock off of it. The Lures's claw. I'm going to leave that to settle down for a bit and go on to do the rest of them. There's a bit I've missed. I'll leave it to settle down in case there's any bits that run off, and I can then just give them a little quick touch up. Let's see how it goes. Right, so that's dried. Let's have a look at this. That purple has actually come out really well. I actually like that. Just when it applied, it didn't look that great. But I mean, I think when I used it the first time, I might have only used it on a very small space. So where I used it in a very small space, I don't think it gave me the look that I wanted. So I just sort of wasn't happy with it. But now it looks very good. So what I'm going to go for now is some Black Legion contrast paint, and I'm going to go for all of the metallic bits on the Demonets, okay, and on the Seekers. See how I overshot that and just got the forgot that it was there. I'm going to do all those pieces first. Let's get this opened up. Now I'm going to be very, very careful not to get it on the skin. So I'm going to have Cameron do the rest. Right, so here we have them. There's some now. I should have actually done the black contrast paint first before I done the skin and everything else. I actually got it on her claw at the back here. Yeah. So what I have to do is get a bit of tissue. See, it's still on there. Wet the tissue and just run it across the top and slowly just wash it off. They're still drying, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Skeleton Horde, and I'm going to do all of the horns on the Seekers. So the horns on here. Yeah. Demonet's toes. And the horns on the back of the legs. That's what I'm going to do. Because I'm going to do the claws on their feet a different colour. It's a very, very straightforward step. Very straightforward. So I'm going to repeat that on the rest of them. Now I'm going to come with some Rattling Grime. And I really like the way this colour comes out. I used him on the Great Demon of Khorne, on his hoofs. And I'm going to come in, I'm going to get the claws on their feet. I'm not going to go right up to the top. You see a little white bit there. I'm going to leave that there like that. There's a little stone here, so to get that a little quick once over. Nothing too heavy, just should I go all the way up? Oh no, I'm going to go all the way up. Make them look proper. So the Rattling Grime will dry different to the Skeleton Horde. Such a difference in it. So I'm going to do the rest of them off camera. Come back to you then. Right, so now I've gone with some Rhinox Hide on the wet palette. And what I'm going to do with Rhinox Hide, I'm going to lock in all this leather. So I've switched brushes to a very small brush. And I'm just going to carefully add in all this leather. These leather straps that come down just disappear into nowhere. Again, I should have redone this before I done the contrast paint, but it is what it is. A little tip on the end there. I keep coming across bits like that. See underneath there, there's a bit of white I've missed with the contrast paint, or I probably hit it with the contrast paint, but the contrast paint just, I moved it around. That's not to panic about. There's a few bits there. So tell here, it's not to panic about, because when I come in for, take it beyond battle ready, I can sort that out then. So I'm going to do the little straps on all of them, I'll come back to you then. Right, so I've put some lead belcher into the wet palette, base version, not the airbrush version, and that is going to be used to get all their saddles. Okay, so I'm going to get in and get all these saddles with the lead belcher. Careful not to get it on their skin. It won't look too great. Now, see on this saddle here, let's bring it up close so you can see. There's 3 bits. You could do the middle piece, gold or bronze or something like that, just to really make it pop off differently. Make sure they get into those little grip caps there, because when it's all done there'll be shiny white bits coming through and you'll be like, no. Don't forget the front of the saddle also. Now you could actually, with the armour, I've done it black there, but you could actually do it Rhinox Hide, and then it's like a leather. You could even go one step further and just get some sort of clear gloss, and once you've done the leather effect on it with the Rhinox Hide and the dry brush of Screaming Skull, give it a little, once over with the gloss, shiny gloss, to make it look like latex type. You know, but that's going a bit too far maybe, but you could do. But anyway, I'm going to crack on with the lead belcher with the rest of the saddles, and I'll come back to you then, guys. Now, I'm going to go on Warlock Purple now, okay? This is the only colour I'm going to use that you may not be able to get your hands on anymore. I absolutely love this colour. It's such a vibrant pinky purple. If anyone knows the equivalent of this colour now, chuck on below and let everyone else know, but I love this colour. Absolutely fantastic. That's what it looks like on my palette. I don't know if the lights do it justice. It's like a pinky purpley colour. It's absolutely beautiful. But I'm going to do the tongues. So I'll show you one. I've been doing that throughout, but I don't need to show you all of them. The rim of his mouth as well. I'm actually going to go for his eyes. Get his eyes done a bit as well. I'm just going to water a little bit down, just so I can just push into the eyes there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take tissue, just try and clean it. I just messed it up a bit more. I'll leave it. Not the best eye in the world, but it is a beast. I'm going to crack on with the rest of them, and I'll come back to you then. Right, now I've got Retributor armour, of course, and I'm going to do all the gold. Again, I'll do it on one and show you, and then just go off camera and do the rest. So I'm going to go with all of this. This is going to be a tedious stage. Try not to get anything on any other part of the model. So I'm going to crack on with the rest off camera. And here we have it. Done to a battle ready standard. But as always, I'm going to take it to the next stage. So the first thing I'm going to get is some Lothern blue. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to dry brush all the blue. Okay. And with these little panels in here, I'm going to wet it on, put some on the wet palette and wet it down and just give it a little flick in there just to lighten it up a little bit. So I've got a tiniest amount of paint on the brush. So I might get away with just giving that a gentle dry brush down. Easy as that. Now I'm going to dry brush the rest of them with the blue. Now I'm teasing you a little bit because I'm showing you one and I'm not showing you the effects on the other ones, and some of the other ones look amazing. Absolutely really amazing. Now I'm going to go with Niblet Green. Okay, and I'm going to some of this on the brush, onto my towel. And obviously, those of you who would have guessed it, I'm going across the top. Really pick it up in this light, unfortunately, but you will get to see it in pretty pictures. I'm going to crack on with the rest of them now. Right, so now I'm going to go with some white scars. Got some on the paper here. I'm literally going to go with a little dry brush along the tips of their hair, just to make them really pop off. I'll just try and flick a little bit across there the teeth on their claws, if you like, just to make that really stand out. Maybe just give that a little edge highlight as well, actually. It really looks nice. I think with that colour I've just discovered the correct way of really using it. I'm going to crack on with the rest of them. Right, so they're done. I'll bring you down and show some pretty pictures. Massive thank you to everyone that's voted. Hopefully there's 4 models that I have to add into the vote for Wednesday. Hopefully I can just do the finishing touches on their conversions, and they'd be interesting for you guys to see and interesting to paint. But thanks to everyone that voted. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It means so much and it helps the channel out in such a big way. I'm going to bring you down and show some pictures. So like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications if you've not already have those buttons on, and I'll see you next time. I'll show you some pretty pictures, but I'll see you next time.